Hello, and welcome to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me, as always, are Aaron.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Diana.
Hey, hey. We had some fun getting started today.
Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
we did. Yes, we did.
Oh, my God.
Tom has been echoing for a while.
Yes, I have.
We had
He
some.
found a new toy.
Yeah, we
New
had some,
setting
we
to
had
play
some
with.
technical difficulties in the beginning, and we didn't realize that there was a button that he'd pressed.
Oh, God.
Tom, want to press your button?
Maybe. Did that work? I can't hear it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
It
oh,
worked.
yeah.
It was
yeah.
perfect.
We can hear it.
It was perfect.
well,
And all of our listeners have now heard your echo.
We were going to pretend we were recording from the Grand Canyon.
Why can't we fix that? We had plugged everything, plugged it back in.
Oh,
I
well,
turned my mic off. It was just a mess.
it was user error.
yes. Welcome to the Will Run For podcast, where we are very technically savvy.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, you'd
get it
think
done.
after 20 episodes, we wouldn't have to figure this out every single time we record.
every single time.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh.
How are you guys doing?
It's rainy.
Lazy. It's a lazy, rainy
it's
day.
Definitely
yeah.
a lazy, rainy day.
We've
Yeah.
moved past the lazy, snowy days, and now we're at lazy, rainy days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the kind of day you just want to take a nap. Like,
Yes.
I'm just waiting for
Yep.
this to be over so I can take a nap.
Yes, that's what it feels like. It's like the perfect lounge around and watch it pour rain outside day
Mm-hmm.
I ran earlier today,
in the
and
rain.
it wasn't raining when I started. And then about halfway through, it just started pouring. And I'm like, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. And I'm glad I did it. But running in the rain is terrible.
In this rain, I agree. In the summertime, I really actually
Summertime is
enjoy a
fun.
nice
Yeah.
pouring rain with no lightning and thunder, just that down, like torrential
Hard pass.
downpour. Oh, I love it.
No thanks.
I love it.
When it's like 40 degrees, though,
Well, yeah,
it's
when it's-
not
yeah.
super fun.
We went out
Now-
this morning ourselves for like super early for us. It was like 7:00 in the morning. Like when I texted you, we were already done at 9 a.m. And it drizzled a little bit on us, but
That was
not.
all, yeah.
Nothing super significant.
We wanted to get it in before the rain started.
And we cut it a little short because, I mean, I think we were at like mile 5.5 and we were like, we shouldn't go down that other street because if we do,
We're going to get
we
wet.
might get wet.
Yeah.
That happens.
We have some reviews.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is the review I was
This
waiting
is
for
the-
last time.
The official big time review we were waiting for.
Mhm. Their first
All right.
one where they're going to make Tom do something.
Yes. So remember, 5-star reviews. Tom will run 5 miles. And you can also tag on a request. Also, another great way to support the show is share us with your friends and share on social media. That'd be another great way to support the show and get it out there to people. So Baby Doc 78, another 5 miles for Tom. Thank you guys for being a fun way to start my week listening to you at work. I would love to run a few miles with Tom the morning of my wedding, with him dressed as a runaway bride. Lots of pictures need to happen. Now, is this dressed as the official runaway bride from, what was that, like 15 years ago? I'm not talking about the
No.
movie. I'm talking about the woman who actually ran away with
Oh,
the crazy eyes.
oh gosh.
I don't even know what you're talking
I
about.
have no idea
all I
what
know
we're
is
talking about.
Julia Roberts.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual news story where the woman actually ran away. I think she was from like Atlanta.
I don't know, but
or
now I'm
something.
going to go look her up and
Yeah.
see if I can dress Tom like that. So Baby Doc 78 is Megan Gorney,
Yes.
who is getting married in October.
We'll be at her wedding.
We'll be at her wedding, all 4 of us. And
I don't know
so-
how we scored an invite to that.
I weaseled
Love it.
my way in there with promises of
of the worm.
doing the worm at the wedding.
So the morning of that, we're going to do a run apparently, and Tom's going to wear glittery white tutu and a veil, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So you still got to wait a little while for that to happen, but it's going to happen.
It'll be worth the wait.
It'll be worth the wait.
Yeah.
I promise.
So yeah, I ran her miles this morning as a part of my run. So I already tagged her in a post, and I promised that the wedding part of it, the runaway bride part of it, will be cashed in on her wedding day.
I love that.
I think that's perfect. Yeah.
I love that.
She gets a double dipping of Tom's running insanity.
Nothing like a Tom double dip.
Oh gosh.
He also he was asking me to wear my Minnie Mouse bridal ears, but I'm scared you're gonna get all sweaty and ruin them.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think
that's why I didn't go out today in anything, because it was pouring.
Pouring rain.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make you a very glittery white tutu
for this event,
as requested on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger.
There you go.
Giddy up. Let's do this.
Yeah.
See, that's perfect. So, guys, that's exactly what we're looking for. Something crazy for Tom to do.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, but thank you guys for all the reviews. We're really loving them.
Yes. And thank you for sharing. And I know Bruz Kathy shared the show with some of her friends, at least one of her friends, who we'll talk about later in Goal Getters. So that's a great way to get it out there too.
Yeah, we've had a few new listeners who've been tagging us and sharing on their stories. It's been fun.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. I think there's starting to be like a break in the weather. Yeah. So I'm hoping more people are getting out there and running and posting and sharing with us.
Yeah.
Would you say we are getting through the doldrums?
What?
So, spoiler alert, Michael figured out a new word. Doldrums.
It's a word I've always used.
But I don't even understand what it means. And then Erin said earlier, she's like, well, there's like 1,000 synonyms for it, and I can't think of one because I don't know what the word means. I feel like an idiot.
According to the internet, a
is this
doldrum,
Roget's thesaurus?
I cannot.
A doldrum is a state or a period of inactivity, stagnation, or depression.
Yeah.
Is that where the word dull comes from?
Maybe.
But it's spelt with a D-O-L.
It's D-O-L.
It's D-O-L drums.
Aren't the doldrums also an area in the ocean where there's no wind?
But when he said it in our stories like 5 times, I'm like, what is this word?
It just sounds like you're saying dum-dums.
We all have to...
Michael.
Yeah.
So you looked up, so you're using doldrums properly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I just looked it up, and I'm scrolling through the web pages here, and the National Oceanic.
Yeah, it's in. It's also parts of the. It's an atmospheric area in the ocean where there's no wind.
It's a popular nautical term that refers to the belt around the Earth near the equator, where sailing ships sometimes get stuck on windless waters.
Yes.
You are brilliant.
Yes. Well, I used to sail with a man named Captain Kidd when I was young.
I could not with the Captain Kidd.
We are tangenting so far off.
Oh God!
Course. Right. We're so far off course.
All right, what are we running for? Let's go there.
Go. I've got a good one this week. I'm running for all of the bundt cake, like just all of it. So they put a nothing bundt cake near us. And it's basically a bakery, but all they do is bundt cake. So they do like little mini ones that are kind of cupcake size. And then they do kind of a medium size, and they do like a full cake size. And it's been there for a couple months, and we've gotten it at least 4 times where we've gotten bundt cakes. And I just had it yesterday because it was our friend Ryan's birthday. So we did the cupcake version, and they're so freaking amazing.
The cupcake version is just a little cupcake with a hole
just
in the middle. Like it just looks like a mini bundt cake.
There's not a hole in the middle of the little mini ones, but they're shaped exactly like a bundt cake.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Like the limit are so good, and then they have like rotating flavors. So the first time Tom and I got them, we got a mixed box of them, and the carrot cake one was just like one of the best carrot cakes I've ever had. So phenomenal. And then one of our favorite local breweries, which we've mentioned on the show before, Hysteria Brewing, actually did a beer that's all about that bundt.
Oh, cute.
Oh, nice.
Adorable.
And yeah, so it's kind of a collaboration with that. And what kind of beer is it? It's like a raspberry.
It's a white raspberry stout.
Yeah, fantastic.
Interesting.
I mixed with like bundt cake.
Delicious.
Sounds
Just-
good.
Apparently, it's like dessert in a glass.
I love it. So yeah, just all about that bundt cake life.
Well, I'm going to continue since we started talking about beer. When we were away, we stopped at maybe 15 breweries.
Oh my
along
God,
the
I
way.
love it.
So we had coolers of beer. Like we got at least 2 4-packs almost at every single place we went. So we have so much beer that we've been drinking beer. So much beer that
Yeah,
I
it's true.
need to chill out because the beach beers never ended. So yeah, like
Yeah.
right now we're drinking the Pungent Pulp Vision. It's a high density hop charge New England style double IPA from Hourglass Brewery in Florida.
Bluing.
Blah, blah. That's because I've been drinking. Hourglass Brewing in Florida. So
Nice.
yes, I am running because I need to at least run off some of that beer.
Let's see. I am running for a real training plan.
Question mark? Is there a
Question
question mark?
Are you asking?
So we'll talk about the races we signed up for a little bit later when we get into the main part. But I decided. So David Roach, Megan Roach, obviously both ultra runners, coaches, pretty well known. They have a podcast called Somewhere Called Play. So they also write for like different magazines, stuff like that as well. But they put out a 100-mile training plan, and we have a 24-hour race we're going to do. So we're going to like latch on to that training plan.
I don't plan on doing.
We're not going to do 100 miles,
gonna
but
do
since
100
we're doing a
miles.
24-hour run,
But
it's a
we're-
similar
yeah,
amount of training. So.
Similar type training.
So we're going to follow that training plan
Which will-
relatively closely
Yeah, we'll talk about the training
and
plan
see
a
what
little
happens.
bit more.
Yeah. So that's next week we're going to start it.
I can't believe he sent me a training plan.
It's weird. It's weird.
I don't even know who he is anymore.
Well, especially because you're so like not anti training plan, but
yeah,
you're
I don't know. I feel like I want
not
to
the
do
biggest fan.
a little better in that run. So I'm like, let's try a training plan from people who know what they're doing and see what happens, as opposed to me winging it.
Unlike us.
So, kind of piggybacking off of that a little bit, I'm running. I got a long run in today for the first time in a while. Not a crazy ton of miles. I just did 8 miles, but I'm just happy I did it.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
need to do it. We got a half marathon coming up in a few weeks. Just want to make sure that I'm steadily increasing my mileage so it doesn't absolutely kill me when I try it again for the first time in a while. So yeah, I'm happy about that.
Nice.
Nice.
That is good. Now, would you say that was a goal of yours to get that run in today?
It 100% was a goal of mine to get that in today, and I achieved that goal,
That is awesome.
much like the following people.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Ooh, who runs this shit?
All right, so here we are, goal getters. Thank you, Neil, for announcing us as always. So we had Kate, a little bit of double goals since it was 2 separate weeks, actually, because we asked for it a little bit ago. So her goal for the week was to get 5 rides on her bike and hoping to add some weightlifting, or stationary bike, I should say. And she hit so she got that done, and then she hit all her running workouts, and including taking her boys on a run. There was flat tires on the stroller that added some weight, but her son told her she was fast like Sonic anyway,
I love it.
which is
So good.
awesome. Yeah.
She posted a video of her pushing a
Yeah, I
stroller.
saw
It looked like
that.
she was going straight uphill. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she's got, I think, like, I guess Clark is 18 months or so. I don't know.
Oh,
He's
man.
he's about that age. And then her older one, Miles, is almost 4. So, yeah, little
Oh,
ones.
that's a lot of pushing.
It's a lot of pushing.
So Mindy, a friend of yours, made a promise to her students to run every day since the pandemic shut down schools. So she's run 344 consecutive days. Unfortunately, but a great job.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, she probably did not think that the streak would last that long.
Yes,
as most people did not. But that's amazing.
It's crazy. She just posted her stats, and we're like, we have to give you a shout out because it's so incredible. Like she averaged, I think it was like 2.7 miles every day.
Oh, man.
And I mean, I don't even think she's got a treadmill. So I think it's been all outside.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
So. Yeah, crazy.
Amy Chase set a diet goal. She said it wasn't going great, but she found a great burrito place. So
I call that a win.
That's a
win. That is winning right there.
See, our goal getters are very flexible. We're just celebrating you trying. That's all. Just remember that. Megan, who we mentioned earlier, able to get all her workouts in pain-free. And she was able to celebrate in Disney with this Phoenix Runs.
Yeah, that's her friend Tanya. She ran 2 miles. Not any pain.
That's awesome.
Very excited for her.
That's great.
That's great.
Melanie Baltimorean on IG set rocking the knob as her goal for the year, which you may remember is the hardest race either Erin and I ever have done.
She did the half last year, so she's going to do the full this year.
Good for her. Go for it.
I was like, why does that sound familiar? Did somebody just do that?
That was that one where it was 6,000 feet.
Go back to that episode and listen to that recap.
Where we ruined ourselves for a Tesla Hertz.
Oh my gosh.
Lil Emo, she hit her goal of running 5 days this week during her Kentucky Derby half training and is looking to maybe set up a fall or winter full.
Nice.
Love it. We got so many goals this week.
It was awesome.
We really did.
I love it. So Kim did her fastest half marathon and is getting close to her 2:45 goal, killing it out there. Kathy has a goal to get back into hot yoga in March after her surgery last summer, and she actually got back into it at the end of February. So she beat her goal. Love that.
Nice.
I don't think I can handle yoga is just too challenging for me. Number one,
hot yoga is hard.
I just would vomit.
I
cannot.
I hated it. So my friend invited me to a yoga class, and I didn't realize that it was hot yoga. So I had no idea that hot yoga was a thing back when I was doing this. I thought it was just going to be regular yoga, and instead it was like 100 million degrees inside of the studio that I was trying to do yoga in.
Oh my God. I cannot. I'm sure it's a great workout, but I'm just not good with yoga.
So which character would you hot yoga with?
Oh, God. That's a different question. What's the yoga versus the hot yoga?
Let's just keep going. All
right, do you hot yoga with Thor or Loki?
Oh, Thor, definitely Thor. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just keep
See, I was going to say the opposite. So, all right. Jennifer Cook.
Oh, hold on. You're echoing.
I pressed the button. I was going to say a joke. Please continue.
Oh, God.
All right. Jennifer Cook, she's looking at the possibility of setting a goal to run a full, and that our stories are motivating her. And Kathy introduced her to the show. So welcome, Jennifer.
And thank you, Kathy.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Karate, last name Chop, had a Strava segment crown stolen and is now on the hunt to take that fool down.
Well, let me tell you, he took a crown this morning running like a 450 pace.
Oh, my God.
What?
I literally just sent him a text that said Jesus, and that was the end of the text, and he laughed at it because I was just like, what is happening right now?
A 4-minute pace?
450. Yeah. By the way,
452 or something like that. Oh, yeah, something ridiculous.
He's like my age, by the way.
Yeah.
Just the idea of going that fast at all.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even do it. Did you ever see that video where they strap those people to the treadmill and then they would put them on like Usain Bolt's pace and they would just fly off the back of the treadmill? I feel like that's how fast he's going. Like, all right. Laura Duxon completed her 120 miles in January, February for the Galloway Winter Challenge.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And then Jamie's still on the move. He lowered his 5K to a 27:27.
Yeah.
That's
that
insane.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jamie, knock it off.
I feel like he's putting you in your place, Tom. I'm just saying.
He really is. I'm just saying.
Oh my god,
He is so inspiring. That's so awesome.
Yeah, is he still? He's still running what? He doesn't run every day, does he? But he like follows a really good training plan.
He's got a good
I think
steady couple days a week. I think. Yeah.
Like his goal is every Tuesday, Friday, or something like that. There's 2 days that he always runs.
Yeah, he does some walking in between and stuff. So if he gets any lower, I'm gonna have to make sure I run faster.
I was gonna say he's chasing our PRs right now.
Amy from Run Eat Drink, coming back from knee surgery and is now able to get out there moving again. So yay, Amy.
Yeah, she texted and said that she ran a half a mile.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's her first time out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After the surgery.
Or I'm sorry, she said she shuffled. Yep. Shuffled half a mile.
Well, thank you to all the goal getters. Look for our posts on IG and Facebook, or you can just send us an email if you want about your goal if you are not on either of those in the in-between time. As you can see, the goals can be loose, fit to what you want. It doesn't have to be something super specific.
But if you want something super specific,
go for that too. Either or doesn't matter. Yeah.
Well, I was going to give them something specific.
Oh, go for something specific. What is it?
Wait, are you segueing? Sounded like a segue.
You should have put the echo on for the segue.
Is this a segue? All right, we're back. Okay, we're back. What were you saying, Aaron?
Didn't Tom had a goal he wanted to talk about?
Oh, right.
Yes.
That's right.
We forgot about Tom's. We skipped it because we were going to let you say it, and then we skipped it.
It's fine.
Back to goal getters.
Oh, yeah. I have a goal. I want to do a 30-minute 5K.
Ooh,
that's a good goal.
I saw that you got a PR the other night, and I was so proud of you, Tom.
I got some work to do, but I feel like the strength training and the swimming and everything is working.
It's paying off.
So it is paying off. I feel better. Yeah. So that's a goal that I'm going to be chasing, and I will provide updates as I get closer.
Do you want to do it in a race, or do you care if it's in a race or not?
I'd like it to be in a race. Like I'd like it to be like an official race time, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, if you don't have a specific goal, I can give you a specific goal.
Oh, can you?
I can. You can do our Will Run For virtually live race on April 10th. Any distance you want, from a mile to 100 miles. And if you want to do 150 miles, go for it.
But you don't have to.
But you don't have to.
You don't have to do
that. You could do a mile, and we're still going to give you a medal.
Medallion.
A medallion.
A medallion.
It is a medallion. So yes, this is our event coming up April 10th, and we're very excited about it. By the time you hear this, registration link will already be posted. So go on and register. We are going to kick it off at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to make sure that our West Coast friends can start at a reasonable time, and our East Coasters don't have to start in the afternoon. So trying to accommodate everybody. But,
yeah, and if you can't run at 10 a.m., that's fine. I mean, that's when we're going to do our virtual start.
Eastern Daylight Time, by the way, for everyone.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Yes.
Okay.
Eastern
are we at Standard Daylight?
April, it's daylight time.
Okay,
fine.
Thank you, Mr. Precise.
Semantics.
Right? Anyway, if you cannot start at 10 a.m., that's totally fine too. Tom and I are going to be around all day cheering everyone on. So if you want to start at a different time, just send us a message and let us know, and we will hop on live for you. Otherwise, the two of us will be on at 10 a.m. on Instagram. We're going to figure out how to Instagram Live and Facebook Live if we can integrate them. I don't really know. We haven't figured this out yet. But we will be live on a platform between the two of us to start your race. And if you want to start at a different time, just let us know.
And cutoff for signing up will be April 3rd.
Yes.
So make sure you sign up before then.
Because our friends over at Beast Pacing / Batona Trail Races.
Yes.
Vanessa, the race director for all the races that we always talk about, Michael and I, made a beautiful hand-designed, hand-painted, wood-carved medallion. And if you haven't seen it yet, you should go out to our Instagram and our Facebook and check it out because it's amazing and we love it. And we thank her so much for all her hard work in making these medallions.
Yeah, I don't think we can thank her enough.
Yeah,
they look fantastic.
Yeah, and support her by going over to her virtual races and signing up for some.
She does virtual races as well every month. Plus, they have obviously live races.
Yeah, Tom actually signed up for one of her last ones, right? The Bernie medal.
I did the Feel the Burn 5K.
Yeah.
And the medal was amazing.
Yeah. So we're very excited that she was able to do these for us. We thank her so much. Like I said, go to our Facebook and Instagram page, check them out, and sign up.
Yep, and the link will be in our show notes, and
it'll be in
our Instagram bio and on Facebook.
On Facebook, we'll have a Facebook invite. We'll update any information as we go along. If there's anything pertinent or any changes, we'll post it on all of our social medias. We'll also announce it on the next show before the release if we can. But we're really excited and we really, really hope that you guys sign up and join us. If you can't do it on April 10th, you can run at any time. It is $18 to sign up, which covers the cost of the medal. And, oh, that's right, we're doing a buff.
A buff.
Oh, yeah. You know how I feel about the buff.
Technically a gator, since a buff is a trademark
brand.
thing.
A brand.
But, people generically, it's like a Xerox machine.
Or
a Q-tip.
Or a Q-tip.
Or like a mimeograph. Remember mimeographs?
No. What the heck is a mimeograph?
We are we're segueing away from
like
our
a Kleenex.
segment.
Use like an actual reference.
What is happening?
Back to the race.
Oh, gosh. Anyway. We are excited. We can't wait for you guys to sign up. We can't wait for you guys to join us. We want you guys to post and tag, and we are going to shout every single person out that does this. We are very excited.
We'll live stream my complaining.
That'll be also very exciting.
I don't know if we have enough.
There's not enough.
There's not enough tape
for that.
There's not enough
for that.
Not enough tape. We're out of tape.
There you go.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah, I'm excited. What are we going to do, Tom? Are we doing a half? What did I sign up for?
I don't know. We'll probably do a half.
You can pick it that day. You don't even need to decide now.
It's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
It's for runners, walkers, runners and walkers, intervallers, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
Bring your friends.
Just
tell everybody.
Get out there, get moving. That's all it's about, and sharing with the community. That's it.
Exactly.
And get a nice gator.
And hopefully, if you guys are in a winter running funk and or feeling the winter doldrums.
Are you in the doldrums of winter?
Then this will help you get out of them.
Have you heard of doldrums?
And how do you break out of the doldrums, Michael?
You first, the winter ends. And then you sign up for races and start training again. Because there actually are
the absolute worst.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
We were so over. I mean, granted, we missed 2 weeks of it here. That was the worst of it while we were in Florida. But we came back and I was just pissed off that we were running in the dark again. Like the first night.
Yeah.
Because we run in the evening because just our work schedules right now. So we generally run around 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm just sick of running with a light. I'm
not
sick
even joking.
of running with a light.
We hadn't run at nighttime in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And he was so cranky. I was like, what is, like, I'm like, what is happening? It's not even like he's like, I'm so tired of this. I'm like, we haven't done it in 3 weeks. What are you talking about? It's hard to get motivated, though, when it's like so many things happening between, obviously the pandemic and the races getting canceled and all that last year. And then just the winter comes and then there's no daylight. So we wanted to talk today about how you get motivated when you've lost your motivation.
And you're stuck in the doldrums.
Stuck in the doldrums.
I definitely think the weather plays a huge part in it. Like just the slow transition from cold to warm. Mm-hmm. Because even today when I was running, like I could breathe so much easier than I had when it's like, freezing out.
Yeah.
And that just does wonders, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you feel like you should be out there. You feel like, okay, so there's no actual reason I shouldn't be doing this right now. Whereas like, if it's like freezing out, you're like, nah, my lungs are going to burn. I'm going to be all tight. It's going to be, I don't know. I can talk myself out of it, but when it's nice outside and we don't get that many nice days, like,
meanwhile, he
outside.
ran in the pouring rain, and he said it wasn't really raining when he started, but it was. It just wasn't raining hard. I went and I did 9 miles on the treadmill.
Ooh,
Wow.
9 miles. That's rough.
That's a long time on the treadmill.
Decent amount.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about the treadmill a few times, but 9 miles is a good.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't want to run in the rain. I don't like it.
Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I had to do it for the training plan. So we had a moment yesterday. So we were going to meet a few of our friends and do kind of a group run, not like a big group, like just 2 other couples and do a group run. And it was kind of raining when we left the house, and we had to drive like 25 minutes to get where we were meeting people. And then it just started pouring. So we pull up to the parking lot of the school we were going to meet at, and then we were going to run the BWI trail. And we looked at each other and we're just like, should we just go get breakfast instead? And we literally did that. We left the parking lot and went to Cracker Barrel.
Oh my God.
Well,
running.
He texted me on Friday and was like, I'm tired. And I that's almost a sign to me that when he gets home, he's going to be
but
like,
I was exhausted.
I don't do we have to run? So I was sort of mentally preparing myself because
to not run. Yeah.
We knew that yesterday was supposed to rain in the morning, and today was supposed to rain. So we had said we were just going to try and squeeze in our long run and do 10 miles on Friday night instead, because we weren't sure if we'd be able to get like even 5 in today and yesterday. So we were going to do 10 yesterday, 10 on Friday. And it just, it's dark.
Yeah. It was hard.
You're tired. So we didn't do it. As Michael said, it was research for this show.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then yesterday it was raining in the morning, and then it was supposed to clear up. We're like, ugh. Once it's like you're out of the morning and it's like 9-10 o'clock, you're like, do we really have to go anywhere? Do we have to do anything? Are we gonna run?
Yeah.
So we had to force ourselves out the door yesterday. And once you're out there, it's fine. You don't regret going.
Yeah, once you're out there, it's fine. Yeah.
And then this morning we woke up early, and at 6:30, he's like, if we're going to run, we have to run now because it's going to rain. And it's like been pouring. So Tom got caught in it.
Well, and I think for me, what's motivating me is, like Tom mentioned, we are going down to Virginia Beach for Shamrock in 3 weeks. So I was like, well, I have to, like, if I don't get these 9 miles in, it's just going to jack up my training plan, and I'm going to be miserable. So having like an actual race to run for is really motivating to me, I think. And then yesterday we were going to run. Like if we had waited till after breakfast to go out and run, we probably could have done that because it had cleared up, but we had plans like yesterday. So it was impossible to get out there. So that just the timing doesn't work. So
yeah, it's hard sometimes. You get, especially once you get into like February and you've been dealing with it for 2 or 3 months, depending on where you live. And it's like, oh God, it's still dark. It's still gray. It's still like, and for me, actually running in the spring is incredibly hard because the allergies hit me terribly. So as far as like running and breathing, like winter is great. But I'm just over it anyway. I don't really want to deal with it anymore.
I just want some daylight.
Yeah.
Daylight is motivating for me.
Yeah.
Once we change the clocks in
100%.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
It'll be like a week from when this when this episode releases. It'll be like that week that it'll be changing. And once that happens, I feel like that's extra motivating, especially since we've become evening runners. We can feel like once we're done with our run, it's still like day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or at least when we go out, it's light enough to run without like, oh, I got to bring a light. Oh, I got to bring this. Oh, I got to wear the belt because I got to put a light on. Oh, is it charged? Is it not charged? Do I have to bring a jacket? Is it going to get too cold? Is it too windy? That all gets so exhausting in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's like that level of prep.
Yeah. Whereas in the, like, once it gets warmer out, it's like, well, you're not going to wear any less. You're just going to sweat more.
Yeah.
Like you're not preparing anymore. You don't need to think about it anymore. You're wearing what you're going to wear, and you're just going to sweat more depending on the temperature. And it's going to be light out.
Well, even even what you guys were saying about the sun. So again, our running group meets on Wednesday nights, and we're typically morning runners. So it's usually we start in the dark, and then by the time we finish, it's daylight. But on Wednesdays, it's been so depressing, like just getting in the car and driving somewhere to go run in the pitch black, and then you get there and it's black. But on Wednesday, it was last Wednesday when Tom and I both had really good runs. Tom PR'd. I don't think mine was a PR, but it's like the fastest I've run in like a few years. But like the weather was great. It was 50s in the 50s, right? So it wasn't freezing. And it was still a little bit light out when we got there, which hasn't happened in a while. It was good. It was dark by the time we entered. Yeah. But like just getting there with like a tiny bit of sunlight, we were like, oh my God, like let's go out and run like immediately. Like it wasn't like you were immediately miserable when you showed up.
I feel like that is a big difference. Just the light itself is like, it just inspires you to go almost, you know? It's like, it's like, I can do this. It's daylight. Whereas if it's dark, you're just like, it just pulls you down more.
Yeah. So with all this depressing talk, what does keep you motivated? Or what do you need to keep you motivated?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about this, and I have a bunch of things, but I'll just share one, and then I guess we can go around and hear from everyone else. But having kind of accountability buddy, like accountability buddy, having one of those, I think really helps me. So, like I've mentioned on the show like 1,000 times, like I have like 2 girlfriends that I go run for every other weekend, and the weather has been so miserable. We've been not going, like it's just been like impossible. So we'll do the treadmill, but we commit to going on the treadmill. And if one of us wants to quit, it's not that we yell at each other, but it's like, if one of them says, well, I did all 8, then the other 2 feel like compelled to be like, well, she did all 8 on the treadmill. I guess I have to do all 8 on the treadmill.
No, accountability is huge.
Like last week, I was about to jump off the treadmill. I was like, if I do 6 on the treadmill, I think when I left the house, I was like, if I do 6, like I'll be in a good spot. And then one of them said, just did all 8 on the treadmill. And I was like, well, son of a B, like now I have to do all 8 or like, we're going to be uneven. Like it's kind of like that. I guess it's competitiveness or I don't know, but it was just like, well, she did it, I should do it. And even this morning, like I texted and I was like, hey, I got my run in. But I didn't mention how long I'd gone, but I guess they looked at my Garmin and they were like, you did all 9. Now I have to do that. So it's just like,
it's a constant cycle.
This cycle. So I think having someone that'll hold you accountable, motivates you at least to go that little extra distance, because there were like lots of times this morning where I was like, nope, this is it. I'm going to stop. And then I was like, well, if I could just go one more, and I'll get there.
Yeah, I think that's why the community is so important, because it's like motivation by committee, right? It's like you see other people out there doing it and you share it. You're like, so I want to be the one that says, yeah, I accomplished my goal, or I accomplished what I set out to do. You know, you don't necessarily want to be the one that was like, I went out for 9 and I got 5.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. And even if you do that, that's fine too.
Exactly.
I think doing anything is perfect. I will say just putting on your shoes and getting out the door. Yeah. That's 55 to 60% of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know? And I was thinking, and like we're in a really kind of weird time right now where with everything that happened with the pandemic, with everything getting canceled, like if that wasn't the case, we'd all have races on our calendar right now that we're preparing for, that we'd, you know, I know we joke about not having training plans, but we'd have something, we'd have those, you know, things that we're working towards. And there's not a whole lot of that going on yet. You know, I think things might happen in the latter part of the year, but.
And I think we're still also really nervous that some of the races we are registered for are going to get canceled.
Yeah, like I just got confirmation that my race this Sunday is a go. And tough. our running coach was like, there's no way that's happening because it's a trail. But some of the areas you can only fit like one person through at a time.
Yeah,
It's real
single
narrow.
track. Yeah, single track stuff.
And she was like, I don't know how you're going to funnel 1,000 people through there.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh, that's a lot of
That's
people.
a big
That is a
race.
big race.
Yeah.
It's a big race.
Because a lot of the trail races we've been doing have only been like a couple hundred.
If that.
Yeah.
One was like 30 people.
Yeah. Well, it's a half and a 10K on 2 different days, Saturday and Sunday. And each day there's, I don't even know, 20
different start times.
You can do that. Yeah, because we've done a few races like that. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's really there's not more than 25 in a corral.
Yeah.
And there's so many minutes between each corral. So like they've worked it out like.
Yeah, that's the race I think I saw. What did Jen Hall tag you in that, and Donna from Ranahana's doing that also.
Yeah, and our friend Ken is also doing it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
he's the one on our craw team, right?
Yes. He's killing it. But but they're like, do not show up, before this, that much before your start time. Like they're really trying to control the flow of people.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
And
to see
those
how it
kinds of
works.
races, I think, can work. It's the big races, like obviously you guys are doing Shamrock, but that whole race is do it anytime you want, either day that weekend, right? Like it's not. There's no real start times. It's basically so that they don't have gathering. At any one time. So I think like bigger races like that can figure it out if they can do something like that.
Just to get by at least, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it is hard because I definitely was a serial race signer-upper where I always like, even especially for some of these like bigger road races that I was doing, like Marine Corps, or when you do have to do Chicago Lottery, or you have to do like, you have to plan some of them like 8, 9, 10 months out from when they're going to be. And like, it's so hard to do that right now. So there's nothing, I mean, obviously because I became a trail runner, things have been a little bit easier to find races. But yeah, I mean, the big stuff where we get to do big group runs and all have fun runs and stuff, I really missed that.
Yeah. I think that's really motivating. And I know, I don't know. I guess a lot of people, and I think I've been hearing this a few different places, that they were feeling, I guess, a little bit of like race fatigue. Like they were registering for everything that come out. But I never really felt that. Like I always wanted to be registered for something because then I was always like training for something.
Yeah, I get that.
And I find if I'm not registered for anything, then I don't do anything. Like I don't know why in my brain that worked. And I'm probably in the minority there.
No,
but if I'm not signed up for anything, I think it doesn't matter how far I run.
I think there's a difference though between race fatigue of like, there are some people who like, we have our friend Matt Allgaier who signs up for like, he literally has a race a weekend practically like that. I feel like I could get, I don't think he ever gets race fatigue though. So
no, and I don't think I would either.
Matt Frumpa. But some people like, you're just going from race to race to race. You can get fatigued from that. And I can see that for sure. But I do find having races to be motivating. I know Anna Runs on Coffee had tagged us in a post today about that same thing, about how races used to be the thing that motivated her next runcation that she was waiting for. And obviously with races still getting canceled and her being afraid of that, it's the community that keeps her going. So I really feel like that's a strong piece of what brings us even out of that winter funk, is watching the community kind of come out of it together.
Yeah, I think for me, it was like, I think we did a pretty good job during the whole thing of staying motivated enough and keeping a reasonable base.
Yeah, I think the two of us kind of kept each other motivated though, because if one of us was feeling like we didn't, the other one was dragging the other one out the door.
But it was it was different. Like we were able to do a few races in the fall and stuff, but it was all stuff that we didn't really have to train up for, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously the whole Tesla thing went bad, but that was more stupidity.
Yeah, I think being trail runners, we've gotten a little lucky in being able to find some small races that have been able to go off.
But we didn't, like, I don't feel comfortable setting a goal race right now or looking forward to something that is like I wouldn't sign up for like to do my first 100-miler right now.
Yeah, we were looking at races to sign up for the spring-ish, the end of spring, like March or May, June time. And I was looking at 100-miler. I still technically am looking at the 100-miler in August in Ohio. But it runs through some state parks, and while it'd be nice to be able to say, like, yes, the vaccine will be rolled out and we will be able to travel and everything will be great, I just don't know. State parks are a toss-up, even in New Jersey or this area. Like, permits are at risk.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
So it's like, and for something like that, you really have to, like, even if it's your goal marathon or your goal half marathon or whatever it is, like, it's hard to put that into it. So I'm comfortable signing up with races I know that my base training will get me through, and maybe some more. But I don't know if I'm super comfortable going for big time goal races yet. But the little ones are at least, like, we have the Big Woods half we're doing with Vanessa from Beast Pacing.
Yeah, that's at French Creek where we actually did the labor pains one. So we know that they're giving out permits. And
yeah, so we were comfortable. And it's a half. So if it doesn't go off, we aren't like invested super heavy in training. And then the other one we signed up for was the Cowbone Trail 24-hour. It's in Maryland, but it's on private property.
yeah.
So like there's no permitting issues. So that's the other thing. So we know we're not going to run into an issue with that one either. You know, we're not even going to use their aid station. We're going to set up our own.
I'm not sure what their aid station is going to look like, but depending on what it would be, but they're not even allowing like you to sit. So they're going to have a pavilion, and they're not even allowing you to set up your chair or a tent, like a canopy tent in that area like they normally would. Because they don't want any areas in which you can gather. So they do have protocols and plans in place for it. So we'll see.
But we at least know it'll go off because it's on private property. So like we felt comfortable going with that one, you know, and planning for that. But beyond that, it's like we don't know. We just don't know. But at least those are little things to keep us motivated. But I do miss the big things to like look long-term forward to motivate you, you know.
The thing that motivates me a lot, though, is the runcations because, you know, you have your friends who are like runners. And so you want to be able to run with them. So that keeps you running because you want to be able to go to the race and run with them. And Run Ohana actually had their last episode had kind of talked about this a lot, how that piece of it disappearing kind of deflates, you know, your motivation a little. Like, well, if I'm not going to see my friends for this race, then what am I running for? And so you got to figure out how to get yourself out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Michael, you said something very interesting about your base miles. Like you're reluctant to sign up for something that's farther than your base miles can just carry you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I can complete a half marathon.
Yeah.
So I can sign up for a half marathon. I mean, I'd still have to train and be ready to do it, but like I don't know that I would sign up for a full marathon.
Yeah. Where you would be doing extra training and really putting yourself out there
to get to that goal.
Yeah.
And then it flips to like a virtual event or something like that, right? Because the payoff with a lot of these races is the race, is the experience, is all the other people, is the course support, is the new location, whatever it is, right? The races are a big part of why you do this.
Well, especially like
like that,
like a new distance. Like you want to complete that with people, you know? You want to complete that in a race.
Yeah, I mean, that's why end of 2020 was when I wanted to do a 100-mile or attempt. I don't know that I would have been successful because like 50% of the people DNF their first 100, but you know, whatever. But even just attempting it in not a race setting, I'm not going to do a virtual 100-miler. Like that's not going to happen.
Like I know you all have done Dopey. I wouldn't sign up for Dopey right now unless I 100% knew it was happening in person.
Yeah, because you don't want to do that virtually. It doesn't make any sense for you.
No, and people have done it virtually, and it's fine. But like for me, for my first time,
exactly. Yeah,
I agree with that.
You know what
I wouldn't even sign up for Dopey for that same reason, even though technically I can do those distances, and I know I can because of where my base miles are. Yeah. But for the experience of Dopey, I'm not going to do my first Dopey virtually.
Yeah. Now, if you're have a streak going or you've done all of them or whatever, I could see doing it virtual.
Absolutely. I mean, our friend Susanna is perfect Dopey. And so I'm not sure that they would have lost their perfect Dopey. That part I don't remember. But I understand wanting to do that. Donna from Renohana, her and her daughter have done Princess for 13-something years, or I don't know, probably just a really long time together. It's their mother-daughter race. So wanting to do that virtually and keeping that streak alive, I can 100% understand why people do things virtually.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've been a big supporter of the virtuals. Yeah, but
I'm totally cool with virtuals.
New distances. Yeah, I can totally see why people wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, like your first whatever it is, whether it's your first half, your first 10K, your first whatever, full, doesn't matter. Like I can see why it would be hard to invest in that in this environment without knowing it's going to go off. But you can look to the stuff you can do comfortably as the motivation, I think.
Yeah.
And at least keep that even keel, keep that base going. That's all you really want to do through all this is at least keep a base going.
Yeah. I mean, that would be great, but some people just don't. So how do they get back out there if they haven't done that? How do you get back to being motivated?
I feel like it's to each their own. They got to find why they did this in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was listening to that Renohana, and it reminded me of the very first time I did my very first half, and just kind of the feeling that I felt immediately following that, crossing the finish line. Like that's an incredible feeling that I'm trying to get back to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's whatever motivated you to start in the first place. I think try to set your sights on that and try to recreate that.
And if it's not running, then start with something else.
Yeah. Maybe you find you like, I don't know, whatever, yoga or some other type of class or spinning or whatever else. Like maybe you find that in this time and you're like, oh, wait, because all those things will help you if you want to do you don't have to run races, I don't think.
You know who was talking about that also was Running on Tap was talking about how Jackie, that one week that was all the ice storms, Jacqueline and Kyle, Kyle was talking about how, when you can't run, what do you do? And how for him, it's always been nothing replaces running. And you got to get out of that mindset too. Like you can cross train, you can do workout videos, or Jacqueline does the Peloton yoga, and sometimes when you can't get outside, just you got to change your mindset of, if I didn't get a run in, I should just do nothing. Maybe pick a video to do, or find something on YouTube, or do 20 squats.
yeah There's random things, but you have to find it. Like even last week, we ran in the snow.
Gosh, that was awful.
We
didn't talk about that, but
it was fun in a weird way because we were trying our spikes.
Fun or awful?
Well, somebody had the worst day ever, but we ran in the ice and on hills the next day that were icy, and it was kind of like, oh, let's test out these spikes and see what they can do.
It was like running in sand, and it was awful.
It was hard, but it was fun.
Sure, we'll call that fun.
It was a little motivation anyway. I don't know. It gets old though.
I did buy a wobble board, and I did buy a little step thing so that we could do mountain legs by David Roach as part of his training plan. Because as Michael pointed out, we're going to do training plan. So weird. Tom, what are you guys doing beyond Shamrock? Do you guys have anything? Have you looked?
I think we're both signed up for King Crab, which is a 10 miler and 2 halves.
Okay.
We're signed up for random races, you know, from like the middle to the end of the year.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so it comes after Shamrock. Do you have anything in April? Other than our will run for virtually
we
live
have
race?
our race in April. Let me think. I don't think we have anything in April. I got my swim coming up in June.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
How's that been going? How's swim training going?
I have not missed a day that I'm supposed to be there.
Nice. Feeling better? Getting better at it?
I just need to swim a lot more. And I need to like work on my distance because there's no stopping in the middle of a lake.
That is true.
There's no standing, there's no pushing off of anything.
That was my issue with open water swimming.
Oh
is
God.
you don't get the side of the pool to hang on to.
Yeah.
Have you increased your distance, or are you just working on breathing and stuff at the same distance until you're more efficient at that?
So I've been hovering around like 1,000, which is 40 laps.
Okay.
I had and my race is 1,500.
Okay.
So and I'm trying to increase it, but then when I'm swimming can get kind of boring because there's 4 strokes and I'm only going to be doing 2 of them when I'm actually swimming.
What's the 2 strokes you're doing beside? What are you doing besides freestyle? Like rolling on your back in case. Oh, okay,
breaststroke.
Okay.
Yeah, because freestyle I'll be doing to get the distance, and then when I get gassed and I want to keep breathing, like that'll be breaststroke. So I can toggle between the 2 of those fairly well.
Okay.
That's my plan right now. We'll see how well that happens. But yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Do we have anything else that we're registered for?
Registered for it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Because I mentioned King Crab.
Yeah, I heard. I think, I don't know. The other thing that kind of motivates me is when I get something new. So like new gear motivates me. And you guys mentioned like you wanted to get out there and try your new, I don't know. You didn't get Yak Chat tracks. You got something else, right?
No.
Oh yeah, the Exo Spikes or whatever. Yeah.
What's the brand on that?
Catula or something like that.
Catula.
Yeah, so you guys wanted to get out and do that. Like if I buy something new, I want to try it out. So
Definitely,
I've gotten new shoes, and that always motivates me to get out there. And then I decided to try Fabletics. And they have a bunch of different types of leggings. So I just kind of bought one of each. So I've been going out and trying like which ones are for around the house and which ones can I actually work out in, and like which brand is my favorite. So
is that
like
the Kate Hudson?
Yeah, Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson brand. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm liking them. It's good when you can get them like when they have a sale or like the introductory, but like I would never just pay like $60 for a pair of leggings. That's crazy to me. So like I think that paired with like spring, I don't know. I always feel like a marshmallow in the winter, but like when it starts getting warm out, like I can get really motivated by like I'm going to wear this on my run, or I'm going to go out and this is what it's going to look like. Like, I don't know. That's motivating to me. Yeah. Like on May the 4th, I'm going to wear this, or, let's do a Cinco de Mayo, just even around the neighborhood. I can do that. But like, I feel like in winter, like you just, I don't know, you look like a potato all season.
Yeah, you're bundled up.
Even when you even when you want to like do a turkey trot or a winter run or whatever, you've got to do layers or like, it's just like not as like cute. Michael understands the shoe thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You've been wanting to talk about that, right?
God, that was part of my like misery the past year and a half, I think. Like I developed this knee pain like before Batona 2019. Is that what it was? Yeah, 2019.
It was just around then.
So I had switched from I was using Brooks a lot, and on the trails I was using different stuff, but I'd never really had any knee issues on the trails. But I switched to Hoka's, and I kind of started that transition prior to Batona that year, like after Big Sur, I think. I think I ran Big Sur and Hoka's, but not like one of the cushiony ones. But all of a sudden I started getting this weird like knee pain in the front of my knee, the tendon there or whatever it is, or ligament or whatever it is. I don't know. but it was like really bad for over a year.
But it would happen randomly.
Yeah.
Like it would be like we would. I guess because we were on the trail, we'd transition from the trails.
Depended on how much we were running on trails
on
or
the
roads.
road.
Yeah.
But anytime he was on the road, or we did too much road miles, he like a week into doing like 5 days worth of road miles, he'd start complaining that his knees hurt again.
Like I would literally have to drive with my legs out straight. Like I couldn't drive where I had to like push the gas pedal. I would have to drive where I would only use cruise control because it was so intense, the pain. And then I was like, after my after my shoe fiasco, what was it, a month and a half ago, where I had like 900 miles on the shoes and they fell apart. I was like, oh, let me get some shoes. I was like, you know what? I used to run in Brooks a lot. Let me grab some Brooks. I got the Cascades, which are our trail shoe, but they're not like super aggressive. So I just run on them in the road, you know, and I've had like no knee pain running on the road with them. And then we were over at REI at and checked out their garage sale, which is like their little outlet area for like return stuff. And I was like, oh, there's a pair of Hokas, and we grabbed them, and they were super cheap.
Yeah, because they were like $60.
Yeah, so they're like 70% off or whatever the hell they were. And one day, would we run a 5K in them?
5 miles, maybe.
Maybe if that. I think it was the 5K because I think it was the first day of the week. But the end of the run, it was like. The last mile, my knee was swelling up and it was painful.
Oh, God.
And then I switched back to the Brooks for the next 2 days and they were fine. And we ran 5, 6, 7 miles each day, other than Friday. And I had no problems with them.
Yeah.
So it's like.
So he's had a revelation that Hokas are terrible for his knee.
I can't run on the road in Hokas. Like on the trail, I'm fine because it's different, Yeah. It's just you're not. It's just different pounding and stuff. But on the roads, I cannot run in them anymore. I'm going to go back to probably book Brooks full time on the road. And I'm going to use their trail shoe on the road. I just like it a little better than the other shoes.
So remember when we talked about shoes and gear and all that? Apparently, Michael's been running in the wrong shoes this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was causing me a lot of pain. And it was like making running miserable too.
Further proof you should never listen to us and our recommendations.
Yeah. I mean, because it only took.
I just can't believe that it took you that long to decide to switch to something else or try something different when your knees were bothering you.
Well, I tried the Ultras.
I have some calf pain and stuff, and I'm like, oh, these Ultras aren't working for me. I've got to try a different style or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tried the Ultras, but they
went
just
a year and a half before deciding I should
something
probably make some changes.
Well, you stuck it out.
Yeah, I stuck it out. But it was like miserable. And now I feel way, way, way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just trying something new, like as far as your gear, I mean, it could make a difference like it did with Michael, where you feel 1,000 times
Maybe
better.
Maybe don't wait a year and a half to make those transitions.
Yeah. Or you get a new outfit and you're feeling yourself. So you just want to go out there and run. I don't know. That's good for me. I like running if I get a new Raw Threads or something like that.
I was just going to say,
wear my top.
I was just going to say Raw Threads has been coming out with some cute new stuff too. So when you get a new shirt and you're like, ooh, I want to wear that.
Or even a new water bottle or anything. You just want to try it. Yeah. You want to test it out and see how it goes. Or the spikes or shoes or whatever,
Yeah, whatever it might be. So I don't know. That's just motivating to me. And it's not something I've that'll get me out the door when I have nothing to train for.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And that's half the battle is getting up and getting out the door.
Yep. For sure. Yeah. So I'm happy to be running pain free-ish now. We'll see how long that lasts. But for right now, the experiment has shown me back to Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm big on rewards as well. I try not to reward myself with food, but a lot of times if I go on a long run, I'll reward myself with a bath, an all out bath with a really nice bath bomb, and I'll watch a movie or something like that. But
I still call them tubbies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. I typically don't do that as long as as long as I get my long run and I'm okay, now I can
relax and
I can
chill.
relax.
Yeah. I'm awful about the rewarding myself with food.
Yeah.
I got to stop doing that.
Yeah, we do that too much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get away from that. we have got I don't know, we're counting down to a trip where I have to wear a bathing suit, or I will be wearing a bathing suit. And I was like, oh, that's 60 days. So no more rewarding myself with food. Let's do something else.
Yeah.
But you guys motivate me. I just want to say that, like, you guys, as Aaron and Michael, yes, of course you do, but I just more feel guilty and then try and shame you to make myself feel better is typically what happens there. But like our listeners, like when I see you guys post and I see you guys out there running, I do I'm actually serious when I say, if I see one of you guys out there killing it, like it makes me want to get out there.
Yeah,
So,
that's that whole run community thing.
Yeah.
Like seeing everyone that we know running makes you like think, I want to run.
Yeah.
And be part of this community.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I run so I can continue to run and keep this thing going.
Yep.
That sounds like something good.
This podcast is motivating because we have to talk about running, so we have to run.
Yeah.
It'd be really awkward if none of us ran and we had a running podcast.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Weeks where I've been like, didn't run this week. Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
That's a normal course
That's
of events.
normal. Yes.
Yeah, it's normal. It's
Last week
normal.
we didn't run. Other than
2 days, that was
I
it,
think we ran because
Saturday,
we got
Sunday,
we got the spikes. We went and ran in the snow, but I mean, we didn't run a single weekday mile. You are all like, I don't believe you that you guys are going to take 5 days off, and where I was like, I'm not running any of those 5 days.
I can't believe it. It's so like weird that you guys actually did that. It's not unusual for me to do that, but it's very unusual for you guys to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm very envious of your something good this week.
Ooh.
Can you tell me about that?
Pizza crime?
What?
What is pizza crime?
Pizza
Sounds
crime.
like a delicious
delicious pizza. So there's a place in Haddonfield, New Jersey called Pizza Crime. And I found out about it from a friend, Danielle from Team Shenanigans, actually, who hopefully is also a listener here. She lives around our area and she had posted this amazing looking margarita pizza. And I was like, ooh, where's that from?
Ooh.
And it's from a place called Pizza Crime. And it's called Pizza Crime because one of the guy's owner's friends said it was so good, it should be illegal. But
I get it. I get it. That's fine.
And so their box actually says that on it. I don't know. On my personal story, I think I had posted it, but I don't think but their box has like a little crime guy on it and it says pizza so good it should be illegal. It's really cute. Yeah. But it was, Danielle told me it was her second favorite pizza in all of the world. And so I was like,
your first favorite?
I don't know, someplace in Seattle. Oh.
I wish it was just like
it's not helpful.
Little Caesars.
She's like the hut.
DiGiorno.
And so I was like, all right, well, yeah. And so we got it last night, and we got that and a margarita pizza and a pepperoni pizza, which had like so much pepperoni, like thick amount of pepperoni on it, and it was deliciously delightful. It's like coal fire pizza, so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Love coal fire, and I could murder some pizza right now.
Yeah, so good. When you come to visit us, that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe we'll get pizza for dinner now that we're talking about
It's right next to.
This is how it happens.
It's right next to a brewery too. So brewery
literally right
and
next to a brewery,
yes, brewery and Pizza Crime. We're doing it. It's happening.
Sounds good. So I'm running. Diana got me a gift. She got me this. It's called Proof. Proof is the company, but it's an old-fashioned cocktail syrup set. And so one of my favorite drinks is an old-fashioned. And this is basically, it's several different flavors of syrup that you mix with either whiskey or bourbon to make an old-fashioned. You don't have to mess with bitters, simple syrup, any of that stuff. It's all pre-made.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different flavors. There's the traditional, there's pecan, there's maple bacon, there's pumpkin spice, and you know I love pumpkin spice. And then there's black walnut.
Ooh.
So I'm super excited. These look delicious. And yeah, so Proof old-fashioned
Proof is the
cocktail
brand
syrup.
name.
Proof is the brand name.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of different like mixers and things like this. So
Yeah, super excited.
yeah, really cool. And then I guess my something good this week. We've been watching more TV as per usual, but not as miserable as last week. It was last week when we went on that tangent
Which we watched.
where you guys watched it. What did you guys think?
It was miserable.
But it's good. I thought it was okay.
Yes, the acting was excellent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Devil all the time is what we're talking about. If you remember, where it was not Diana something good, but we went off on a tangent about the devil all the time.
It was not a light movie.
At least you guys like knew what you were getting into because we gave you a heads up. Were you in a bad mood for 3 days after watching it? Like we were?
But I think that again because we kind of knew ahead of time what we were getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
But I will say, I mean, Robert Pattinson as the minister was amazing. Yeah. Tom Holland was really good. Which speaking of Tom Holland, again, and not another show that's about to come out that's not going to be delightful is Cherry. Yeah. Did you see the previews for that?
I did.
He has turned into an incredible actor, though.
It's so much for me. I just need all I want most of the time is just something light that I don't have to think about.
Yeah, like so you're something good
all the time.
So what's your something good?
My something good this week is we are rewatching New Girl, which Tom has never watched.
Yeah,
that's a fun light show.
Yeah,
so it's a fun light show. I love a sitcom.
Yeah,
I laugh out loud. My favorite episode, I think, is the one where Winston gets an earring and then they just make fun of him the entire time. Like they're sitting on the couch and Schmidt says, "I'm going to be so sad when you leave." And Winston says, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, when your caravan rolls out of town." And I thought I was going to pee my pants. I laughed so hard. It's so good.
I don't think that I've done a rewatch on New Girl ever.
And I have never done a rewatch either. I just watched it when it was on, but it's like perfect because they're kind of like, I don't know, they're like my age. So like everything they talk about is super, I don't know, relatable and relevant. So
I've been wanting to do a rewatch of Parks and Rec.
We did that a couple years ago. It's so good. It's so freaking good. So yeah, we've been watching that. And then we haven't talked about WandaVision on this show because I think I don't know, we're just not timely enough and I don't want to spoil anyone, and I assume the entire world's watching it. So I don't think it's worth mentioning to say, I recommend watching this when the entire world is watching it.
Well, I've thought about making it my something good next time just because it'll be over, and hopefully it'll end in a way that will allow me to say it was my something good.
There's not going to be an ending. It's just going to lead into a movie.
Like,
people are like, it's all going to be resolved, and it's not.
Well,
like,
no, not even close.
Resolution.
Yes, I agree.
Have you decided if you're going to make Michael watch it?
I would like to. I think because it's so different. I think that he might actually really like it.
No, I think you would too. I think,
and it's not like hokey. Like his problem with some of the Marvel stuff is that like they are like. They're a little hokier. But this isn't like has no real hokiness to it. I think all the ones after like Civil War really lost a lot of that hokey feeling to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I don't know, just the acting is just incredible.
And it's gotten better, like with Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Like they've gotten better.
Better acting.
But I think I think Elizabeth Olsen should be nominated for
she's been
a Golden Globe or an Emmy.
Yeah, she's been pretty amazing in it.
She's been phenomenal. Like she's so good. So that's not technically my something good because again, I think the whole world's watching.
But you always have two, so it's fine.
Oh, I do always have two.
Oh, God.
There's just too many good things in your life, Diana.
It's true.
Well, last week it was all complaining, so I needed to like brighten it up. We still have not finished Lost, so
gosh.
Man.
That's still out there.
Michael, what are we watching?
So my something good is For All Mankind, which is on Apple TV Plus. The amazing Joel Kinnaman from The Killing and Suicide Squad and other things. He's a great actor. He's the lead in it. But it's really an ensemble show. He's, to say he's the lead.
I was going to say, I don't really feel like there's a lead in this show.
It's an ensemble show for sure. It's very
Have you guys heard of it?
Well, we don't have Apple TV.
Okay. Yeah, it's an Apple TV Plus exclusive.
So there's so much stuff I want to watch because the Billie Eilish
is on there.
Documentary just went there, and then Defending Jacob is on there, which I really want to watch. But like we cannot have another streaming.
I don't know. This one might be worth it.
Like the quality of this show is well beyond anything you're getting on Hulu, Netflix, or Amazon.
Yeah,
but I get way more enjoyment out of the garbage I watch on those than I do about.
This is like the reimagining of the space program, and if we were not the first ones to land on the moon, if Russia had been the first ones to land on the moon, and it basically rewrites history.
Yeah,
and it's very interesting, especially for women. And the trajectory that women went on in the space program. I find some of the people, I said it to him last night. I'm like, part of the problem is I feel like Diana while I'm watching some of this because I don't like any of the people and I'm not rooting for anyone. As it's gone on, I think that I have come around to rooting for more people.
Yeah.
But that was my problem with it in the beginning. But the acting, even though some of the people are terrible and I hate them, the acting is still really good in it. And so it's really interesting. Like the story itself and the reimagining of everything is so interesting. It's hard to not be into it, even though you hate some of the people.
Yeah, I would say it's like HBO level quality for sure.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. You know the drill. Please continue to keep tagging us in your stories, letting us know what you're going to be running for. Let us know your goals so we can cheer you on and help you achieve those goals. And please register for our virtually live race. Please register before April 3rd, which is the cutoff. And this is Tom for Aaron, Michael, and Diana. We will see you later.
Bye. That's how you should intro from now on.
Hello.
Turn the echo on.
Actually, that should be the sign off. Goodbye.
I feel like you were in Flash Gordon when you did that.
You need to play that back. It was great.
It sounded like Ming the Merciless.
Yeah. And his porn star daughter.
Actually, you should do the with the echo on. Just for my entertainment.
Flash. It's just this one button. I didn't even realize it was pressed.
It was amazing. I'm like, what is this echo? This is like no echo I've ever heard in my life.
Like it says EFX. What does that mean? Anywho.
Oh, God.
Welcome back to Will Run 4 Podcast.